Well, she won tickets, or I don't know, something, but sell. It's fine.
I am now recording.
Oh, yeah.
Before the meeting starts, everybody, I just want to let you know that this meeting's recorded and the transcript's recorded. And then it'll be posted on the Farmers Branch YouTube channel if anybody would like to review it. Right, the YouTube channel.
That's what all will be.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Jackie, how's your son doing?
Good, the limp is no more.
All right, it's 1 o'clock. I'm going to call the senior advisory boards to order. Welcome all. Welcome visitors. Citizens' comments. I have not received anything. Jackie, anything turned into you?
I have not received anything.
All right, we'll move on to our agenda items. C1, consider approval of minutes for the October 12th, 2023 meeting and take appropriate action.
I have a question about the minute. On the NRC. Recap that we were discussing. And it says Jackie Biles will work with Deborah Cruz, our team board and Sharon Lucas to come out with a few other possible events. Was that? I mean, my memory recollection was we created a subcommittee. It sounds like informal discussion, which I'm fine with either way. I just want to be clear for myself.
It is a committee.
It is a committee, so, okay.
And what was that committee name?
I don't think we named it. We just said.
Event options, yeah, event options or social event, what's a good something?
Well, can we address the name of the subcommittee when we get to subcommittee? So this is just about the minutes.
Well, I think the minutes should be changed to reflect the committee rather than the individuals. And I think that's the point Tammy's making as well.
Correct, but as,
And in order for us to be able to correct the minutes, we need to have the name.
right, but that verbiage didn't actually happen at the last meeting.
Okay.
So like, you know what I'm saying? So that the verbiage that was recorded is what actually happened. You can't turn around and go, well, we meant to say.
So can we just say
What we get to?
committee rather than the name?
For this set of minutes, we can move forward, yeah, but not for last
So
month.
to get to the subcommittee, we will.
Right, right.
But we will change these minutes.
Not these ones, no, because the actual verbiage that happened at this meeting, we can't turn around and say, oh, well, we meant to say a subcommittee and for it to have this and this verbiage
It
instead.
was something.
Right, but the verbiage,
It was some committee. Yeah.
That's what I have.
so you,
So what I'm suggesting is that we change it, Jackie Biles will work with a subcommittee.
and then eliminate the names,
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
subcommittee,
you can do
okay.
Why do you need?
Well, you can leave the name.
You can just say it.
Or add it, a subcommittee of,
Instead of addressing it like you're meeting with some of the members, it should be addressing your meeting.
a subcommittee of, okay, I got you.
Subcommittee made up of. One more correction, looks like there's a typo in the C5. Sharon Lucas should be proposed. The purposes. And that,
I looked at that
in that twice.
I saw that too and I didn't make it,
That's the same ones that I got.
but I do,
I think I,
yeah, and I've got a question mark over it, yeah. And one other small correction in C4, it's not Kathy Roberts, it's Kate Roberts. Katie Rogers.
Okay.
Also, Jackie, administration pointed out that Jennifer wasn't at the last meeting and she was.
Any other corrections?
What was that actually?
That it shows that Jennifer attended when she wasn't there, but it didn't show that Bruce attended and she was.
Think pretty sure. It shows that she was here, she wasn't here. Under staff.
Oh.
Any other corrections?
We accept the minutes as correct.
Motion's been made to accept the minutes as corrected. Second. Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes as corrected. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right, we're on to C2, review events and activities.
We have our Zoom. Go ahead. Oh.
This agenda item allows board members to discuss and give feedback on any activities or events attended and review the upcoming calendar. It was asked by board member Sharon Lucas to discuss field trips. Board will also discuss options regarding game night.
So we'll do the activities and the events, and then we'll do field trips and then game night. We'll just kind of go in order. Zumba Gold on Wednesday, Silver Sneakers on Mondays, Yoga and Balanced Bodies on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tai Chi Mondays and Wednesdays, Power Walking on Fridays and Wednesday, Bingo. We had bingo on the 1st and again on the 15th. We had our monthly breakfast Monday with, I had 71. Intro to Word computer class is going on right now, Mondays and Thursdays through November 16th. The Veterans Day celebration is happening on November 11th.
Oh, yes, sorry. So I wasn't sure who was planning on attending or wanted to volunteer. We do have some open jobs that we need filled. So if anyone is volunteering at point, you can let me know. Do you want a specific spot or do you want me to put you somewhere for everybody? Perfect. Is anyone else volunteering that morning?
Which activity?
The Veterans Day event happening this Saturday.
Yeah, no, not quite ready.
Okay.
I can drive a golf cart.
Okay, perfect. So Deborah.
Well, I'll drive one and then.
Let me scratch this.
I can see, because I did not. Do you have that?
Yes, I gotcha.
This is just iffy.
What time does it start?
10 a.m.
And
Those cars might need to be there by 9:30.
Yeah.
9:30, so it'll be Joyce, Deborah, and Miss Ruthie. If y'all can get there by 9:30 that morning. Thank you.
We still have a lot of jobs that need to be filled. Is anyone else gonna volunteer?
Or just formally.
It's inside. Oh, for her.
Yeah. Well, if your schedule frees up, please let us know. We would like and need all the help that you can.
And then we were supposed to have cooking club today, right?
Yeah, so we had to cancel cooking club this morning. The instructor at Grandview, her daughter got sick, so she was able to make it.
Then on the 13th, we'll have book club, which is the last thing he told me. 13th DIY paint party, 13th, 20th, 27th fly tying group. Advanced greeting card techniques on the 14th, our holiday luncheons on the 15th.
Can I say?
Yeah.
A holiday lunch. We need your help. Number two, if you got a holiday lunch ticket, you don't need one because we included you. in our
Already.
count.
Oh, do we need to turn back our ticket?
Yeah,
Yes, I know.
If you're gonna help.
no, even if you're not gonna help.
Oh,
Yes, we had already counted.
oh, the board in there. Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry, that was,
Yeah, I can help.
You can help,
Yeah, so Jim, have a ticket. You want it?
yes,
Do we have a lot of people on the waiting list?
yes.
Tell her board members, we just got for ourselves, but we got for one. That's the same
Well, we
thing for
only
the.
counted for the board member, nobody else.
Okay, okay.
So if you have a ticket, keep it.
Yeah, I know, my daughter, just loved last year, so too little, too late.
Is that the same for the Christmas? I don't need a ticket for Christmas.
Correct.
I'll turn that one back.
Thank you. Yes, so, I hope y'all learned that if you have it for Christmas, then Kate, we've already included them, and we could use your help.
Okay.
But you don't have.
we're serving Barclays. We're doing a turkey and ham dinner.
You're serving what was the?
Barclays barbecue.
Oh.
They have,
But it's not barbecue food.
no. Turkey and ham dinner.
Also on the 15th, the cricket crafty for beginners. First aid class on the 16th, Texas Hold'em on the 16th, cruising cuisine on the 17th. Book club movie on the 20th, chalk couture on the 20th, Tuesday trivia on the 28th, AccuQuilt Go on the 29th, and Burnett basic sewing class on the 29th. Also on the 14th down at City Hall, they'll be doing a proclamation for Katie Roberts. And then for our reoccurring weekday activity, Monday's dance, learn to dance, November 13th, 20th, and 27th, Texas Two-Step. And the don't we have Two-Step in the newsletter? But isn't that what's in the newsletter?
Probably is. I will touch on two-step.
I did announce it at the breakfast the other day, or wait for breakfast.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's on our newsletter as Texas Two-Step for this month, because when I typed this up, that's what I used. Reoccurring weekday activities. So on Friday, the chair volleyball group has gone away from the team and it's just considered a fun chair volleyball group. So anybody that just wants to come sit in and play, but that's not committed to the team, that's the open day to participate.
Jackie, on Mondays, there is a Mahjong group that is every Monday.
Mm.
That we meet at one, just like,
Who runs the group? Is it a free play mahjong or is it organized?
well, it's pretty organized. There's two ladies that seem to make sure all the tables are set up and make sure we've got the different tables going.
We'll get with you after this and find out who it is to start including it in the program.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's on the newsletter. It's just.
Oh, I didn't put it in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all it's just not mentioned right now.
Sharon Malone, Sharon Malone's one of the presidents.
Yeah, Yeah, it's on the newsletter though, and calendar, we should share.
And then Thursdays, Miss Martha Ann Daft is doing the Crochet Christmas Angels as well. So that's for the current activities, trips.
Can I just say one thing before we get to that? I just want to thank everybody who came yesterday for Patty's party.
Sure.
And I just can't stress how important it is that we all show up on November 14th. She would love for us all to be there. Make every effort you can.
Those are.
Yeah, it'll be at 7 o'clock. It'll be one of the first things we do. And after that, you go home. Go to the club or you.
Self-defense class.
It's so- it's about family. Okay, now we go to trips. Sharon, did you want to talk about trips? Did you want to talk about trips?
Well, I have the question, is there limitations or by the city or anything about how long the trips can be or how far we can go and that sort of thing?
So right now, we don't do any like overnight trips. What I call domestic trips are obviously international trips. Any trips that we discuss and it's got to happen within that work day, work time, or on a weekend. 'Cause I think the holiday trip is a Saturday thing, but like that's kind of the scope. So if we're gonna go somewhere far, probably 3.5 hours is our radius to get there, turn around and come back, so that kind of, if we're operating within kind of an 8-hour, 9-hour day, that's kind of what our limitations are.
Because I know, I have discovered there are a bunches of little museums that are quite well known among the people that are focused on, within maybe an hour and a half of the place. And so I was, would that fit in to the criteria?
So all we do is every other month, we do a food one and then like an activity one.
Right.
So, if you know of a location that might be interesting, just get with one of us and let us know where.
World renowned museum of the movie Gone with the Wind is located in Cleveland.
Oh,
People come from all over the world, go to it. I didn't know that.
Jefferson or Marshall or is that? I know they've got one out east too.
And I went to it a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, it took us almost 2 hours to go through it. Because of all the stuff. Because Gone with the Wind was the first movie that was commercialized. And so there is all kinds of stuff. And this woman from Cleveland collected it all. So there are lots of things like that out there that we just need to do some exploring.
yeah. If you know of something or if you think of something,
Yeah.
just let us, one of us know. And so that way we can talk about like, cause we know like we do 2 casino trips a year. We know that, every other month is food. So like, we'll figure it out. I know like 2 years ago, Martha and Daft had brought up the train that we did, the
Yeah.
Palestine train.
Right.
I didn't know anything about it, but she brought it to our attention and we called and figured it out and they went and did that trip. So,
I know one of our members gave Ashley a list of, things that she's new to the area, that she had heard of, that she would have been interested in going.
yeah.
So, I'll just add to
That
that.
list, and
You have that list?
I do,
Yes.
and we are going to go to at least one of those places.
What kind of items were on the list? What kind of locations?
Like the, money, where they manufacture the money. Yeah.
The federal mints, the federal mint.
Orders, but last time that's actually residential. Nobody wants to go there.
Well, and if anybody ever has any more ideas, just, maybe a brief synopsis of what it would be and where it is and so forth, and pass it on to Jennifer or Ashley. Yeah. Get some things rolling. Down. Anything else? Are you okay with that, Sharon? Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Game night options. So, and this can be a further conversation for the subcommittee. I wish I had my calendar that we have in the office because it makes more sense when I can point it out and show it. So we know that we want to talk about breaking up the one game night big event into 2, 3 smaller events. Given the circumstances with the renovation and simply just not knowing right now, also knowing that if we were to go under construction, January, February, and then they're saying 9 months. So that's going to put us essentially without a building from January, February, all the way past September, October, possibly November, December. That being said, if for this physical year, we decide to do 3 smaller social events, where that gets tricky is now we have to find a space to host our social events because we no longer have a building. So would it be more smarter to say, let's host one social event, given that the building's closed, that way we have the budget for it to be able to get an offsite location to be able to host what we're calling game night, right? Then when we get into the new fiscal year, which starts October, somewhere between October, November, December would be the anticipation of the reopening of the branch connection. With that already comes the planning of a grand opening event, right? But that doesn't count as the game night being broken up. Then we would have an opportunity. Let's just use a what if scenario. We open October 1st, right? We have a grand opening ceremony. And now we're moving past the one night of game night and we're moving it into a 3-part series. That would give us the opportunity to have an event, say, for Halloween, for New Year's. Then if you go February, we already have Valentine's Day, we already have Super Bowl. You go March, April, we have Fish and Fun. So between May, June, July, of course, July is Independence Day, we kind of have that low spot until where we host game night in September. So if we host something for Halloween and then something for New Year's, that's 2 events. And then once we get past Fish and Fun, we can plug another event in. Or let's say we don't open up that early in October and we miss kind of a Halloween bash opportunity. We could still fall on New Year's, right, as a 1, and then hit another series between May, June, July, and then talk about hitting one August, September for the 3rd part. A lot of it would be contingency upon when we're able to reopen, but to be able to say, let's nix game night this year and host 3 different series, this year, that's a lot easier when you have a building to host it. Because when you don't have a building to host it, now we have to find a building to host it. And so would it be more beneficial to do it one time or 3 separate times? Because at that point, you're really going to reduce kind of the effort because you're losing a lot of the budget towards finding. Another thing is we could possibly find something that we have as a city facility, but is it going to cut into their operation hours? Is it going to cut into their rentals? I ask Lynette if we can use her event center while she's trying to book rentals, I don't know, but so I'm thinking out loud here, like just the way I look at the calendar. And again, it'd be great if it was November 17th or November 18th and we had more, timeline to really talk about this. But And regarding game night and opportunities, and this is something that us in the committee can kind of iron out a little bit more, especially with more dates coming up for the renovation things and knowing what is or isn't gonna happen, being able to move forward with that. But I think tentatively, that's a good start on what options could be at play. The other tricky part is, you know, y'all as a board, this is y'all's event. Those votes, in my eyes, they could go either way. So do we want to do a series? And I don't, you know, when I say do you want to do a series? Do you want to just keep it at one? So these are just options and ideas.
I have a question. Is it something that we need to decide today for budget reasons? Or can we just say, let's, because you threw a lot out there and it kind of seems to me like I need
To digest it.
like as a, on paper, as a proposal, or, you know, a proposal A and a proposal B.
And that's why it's just an idea. Yeah, that's why it's an idea. I'm not proposing it. I'm just tossing out ideas.
Considerations.
Yeah.
So, but that would be, my suggestion is, let's get together as a committee, put together a couple, like, here's two proposals, and then bring that back to the senior advisory board.
So, and I agree with you, but just remember, the subcommittee is led with the senior advisory board, and game night is hosted by the senior advisory board. So it's y'all's conversation among
Right.
y'allself, you know?
Right.
So the only thing I can do is tell you our team, we rock and roll whenever, you know? We just gotta know what we need to do, you know?
Right.
But yeah, we can sit down with the subcommittee and help kind of line things out timeline wise. That's the only anomaly, is the unknown timeline.
And how clear will that be? in November?
I'm hoping by, you know, November 18th, 19th, 20, help me out here, Maria, November 20th, 21, that we'll have a timeline as far as, you know, renovation and stuff like that. I'm hoping by like November, you know, late November, we might have some real understanding of timeline
Oh, for,
renovation.
yeah. I mean,
Yes.
we're gonna,
Yeah.
it's supposed to go to council in December, so we'll at least know what we're taking to council by the end of this month. But what the answer will be, we won't know until after council on December 12th.
So will that, if we don't discuss today, and December meeting is a short meeting, that pushes us coming up with proposals for the whole board discussion in January.
Mhm.
So then we should have that additional information.
Oh, yeah, then we'll know timelines, yeah. But the subcommittee can meet and talk about it whenever. They don't have to do it just at board meetings.
Right.
But yeah.
Sure.
Maybe the new bill.
Well, became aware of a group, it's called the Senior Folly. And at one time before COVID, they would actually go out and do auditions in the area. And then put on one big
So
show.
the cold front just came in, but like, no room in there. so-
And we actually went to one in, well, I had heard that they are doing smaller shows and they come to the location. And it is what it's a fifties musical review is what they put on. And it is a senior that have been actors and singers and that put on. And so I thought, before I knew about the 9 month shutdown, we have a stage and now we're going to suggest it for one of the alternatives. And it's the big review.
Well, when you meet with your committee, that is one of the options, definitely, that you all can discuss and forth and get some information and so forth.
And they charge, I don't know how much.
Well, that's what's going to be my next, what kind of budget? I have no idea how much the game night cost. So how much money was coming with that?
I think the check is always.
$30,000.
I think it's 25 or 28, 28, 25, somewhere in there.
Divide that by 3.
No.
I always love to say, we have, go check the books. North Dallas go look. Our value behind our membership is uncomparable to any other city. Right hand of the man.
Okay, let's go to C3.
Hey, segue.
This agenda item allows board members to report, discuss, and exchange information regarding any updates from the Spotlight Memorial Century or renovation subcommittees. No reports from subcommittees were submitted at the time of this report. Deborah and I have got a Spotlight awardee for the December meeting. The Century, no, I don't believe we have anybody for the Century.
Katie,
Yeah.
no, she's getting on the 14th. Katie Roberts, no new ones.
Turning in any dates and doing any research. Memorial, committee, nothing in. So we will create the subcommittee for, and I don't know what y'all want to call it, special events, social events committee. Tammy officially, and Sharon and Deborah Broussard officially are now subcommittee meeting with Jackie to discuss options.
I think we create a special event subcommittee to review.
All I have to do is say that.
Game night.
Yep.
Because game night, subcommittee.
Game night.
Well, because if you say special event, the committee's only created to address game night specifically. When you say special events, that can mean fish and fun, that can mean Veterans Day, that can mean, see, the subcommittees are designed and dissolved.
Game.
Do we have a committee chair on it?
Deborah, do you mind?
Sure.
Over. Okay. All right, so, Deborah, first one. Yeah. Renovation,
Bid opening, is set for November 16th, which is the Thursday at 2 PM down at City Hall. Then after that, if everything goes, as smooth as possible, the plan is to have a contract and resolution with dates and all the good information go before city council on December 12th. And then, I don't know if I talked at our last meeting, but during our pre-bid meeting that we hosted here, October 26th, we had, I think it's 16 vendors show up for that pre-bid meeting. The one that we had hosted earlier in September, we had about 8 show up, so double the size. So, fingers crossed, positive thoughts.
discuss agenda items for future senior advisory board meetings. This item was placed on the agenda so that board members could recommend topics they would like discussed at future meetings. No topics were considered at the time of this. Anybody have any? Well, the renovation will be on there automatically. And then the game night will be in January rather than in December, since our December meeting. Is that all right? All right, any other agenda items? Jen will say why wouldn't do. C5, receive the senior advisory board and city council update calendar. Close the calendar for 2023 city council update dates. Update dates may change and are subject to adjustment. This includes the meeting schedule for the year, council presentation dates, and a deadline for completing annual training. This will allow for excellent communication by all, foster forethought and planning, complete training, and submit presentations to the director and council in a timely manner.
That training we have to do to become a board member and have to renew every year. Is that what you're saying?
One portion of it has to be, one portion that has to be updated every year. I think it's the ethics.
So the city contacts us do that, because there's like.
Yes, yes, you should get some reminders on the city about city secretary, but then you're due to do the ethics. That ethics and, training and harassment, the harassment training. I believe those are required every year, but the open door meeting, training is not every once.
Yeah.
Or dates.
Our standard meeting will be on December 14th. We're gonna do it backwards, so our meeting instead of at 1 o'clock is at 11:30 a.m. and then our holiday lunch will be at 12 p.m. Any packet additions for the December meeting has a deadline of December 4th.
Right, and if I may, on the holiday lunch, of course, you all are invited to invite the guests. But if you could please RSVP by Monday, December the 11th, so we can accurately. You'll have my email address, you can just shoot me an email.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion's been made to adjourn, second. Second by Devil Quizzle. And it's to extend the meeting, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, y'all have a great, wonderful afternoon. Stay dry, stay warm. I've got tickets to India. Thank you for being here today.
I'm gonna go in here and just